Good evening and thank you for tuning into Ashland Tonight News. Today is Wednesday, February 13th, and here's a look at today's top stories.
I'm sure AU students were very excited to have classes canceled last night. Stay tuned to find out what it takes for an AU snow day.
Our very own electronic media production students are teaming up with Ashland firefighters for a reality TV series. Learn more when we come back.
And bail out a few of your favorite faculty members out of jail. Hear how when we come back.
Plus, AU Theater Department is showing concern for the death penalty. Wait to find out more. I'm Rana Hamid.
And I'm Delon Benton. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland Tonight News.
The roads are finally clear now, but that was hardly the case yesterday. Nearly 3.5 inches of snow covered the city of Ashland Monday night, forcing most local schools to cancel class Tuesday. The snow then turned into freezing rain by Tuesday afternoon, which prompted the university to cancel all undergraduate and graduate classes. Director of Public Relations, Steve Hannon, says that even though most high schools are closed, the university is different and more like a business. He also explains that there is no specific criteria for canceling school or a certain temperature at which classes are canceled.
There really isn't a magic number. It would be very, very unlikely that we would cancel because of the cold. I know students have to walk across campus, but I think we view it as they're old enough to put a scarf on and gloves on and dress for the climate.
Students can be notified about school closings in a number of ways, including the Ashland homepage at www.ashland.edu, the snow line on campus at extension 7669, or off campus at 419-289-4142. Students will also be notified via their Ashland email addresses.
An upcoming reality television series will provide an inside look at the daily lives of firefighters. Students enrolled in our own Colleen Tennett's electronic post-production and editing class will create 7 episodes which will exhibit the daily routine of Ashland firefighters. In addition to being an excellent tool for the firefighters to use throughout the community, the project serves as a way for students to learn advanced editing and special effects techniques. The final videos are due in at the end of the semester, so we'll have to wait until the fall to see the finished products.
The search committees for the deans of the College of Arts and Sciences and the Dwight Scharre College of Education have nominated the following candidates for the new dean's position on campus. Candidates for the College of Arts and Sciences dean include Dr. Dawn Weber, Dr. Brian. For the Dwight Scharre College of Education dean include Dr. Paul Piazzi and Dr. James Van Curren. The dean candidates are supposed to visit campus for interviews between February and March.
There are some AU faculty suffering behind bars, and they need your help to bail them out. The Alpha Phi sorority is sponsoring the annual cardiac arrest event this week in the Student Center. Stop by to bail President Finks out of jail at 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. All proceeds go to the Alpha Phi Foundation, which supports women's cardiac care.
Ashland University is hosting the Dead Man Walking Theater project this February. This outreach program is a campus-wide series of events intended to generate dialogue on the controversial issue of death penalty. The play is based on Sister Helen Prejean's experience of interaction with a death row inmate. It examines the death penalty through the eyes of a nun and portrays the mortal and moral combat that she's experienced. Up next, we have updates in the Jesse Davis murder trail. It's all coming up on Ashland Tonight News. Stay tuned.
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. It's hard. hard. I've been doing it for 13 years. And I'm still lame. I do a trick called a 540. Took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until you refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
Not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president, but it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
Kids, how do we take care of our teeth?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day. If you want healthy teeth, do this every day. Brush your teeth.
Fight tooth decay.
Floss your teeth.
Don't forget regular dental checkups, okay?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day.
You're a good driver, a careful driver, and you don't stand a chance. Not at a railroad crossing with bad sight lines and no lights or gates, where vegetation, buildings, or hills block your view, where you can't see the train, and you only have seconds before it hits your safe, careful self, and you die. Go to angelsontrack.org to report dangerous crossings, because careful is just no match for a 200-ton locomotive.
Welcome back. Former Canton police officer Bobby Cutts took the stand yesterday in the murder trial of Jessie Davis and her unborn child. During the 4-hour-long testimony, Cutts explained what took place the day Davis was killed.
And she grabbed me and said I couldn't leave. And I pulled my arm from her. I pulled my arm and I threw my elbow back.
This is the one that killed her?
And where did that elbow land?
Look at her throat area.
What happened as a result of that?
She hit the ground.
Cutts went on to explain that he didn't mean to kill Jessie and that it was an accident. Cutts pleaded not guilty to aggravated murder. If convicted, Cutts could face life in prison.
It was noticeable that Richland County crime dropped in 2007. Sheriff Steve Sheldon is proud of the success that his department achieved last year. In fact, numbers back him up. Crime fell down in the county by 11.8% compared to 2006. Officers, including both patrol and detectives, as well as diligent neighborhood watch groups, contribute to that success in solving crimes.
6 detainees at Guantanamo Bay are being charged with their roles in the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the United States. Government officials said Monday that the Pentagon will seek the death penalty for the 6 detainees in what will be the first capital trials under the terrorism-era military tribunal system. The 6 detainees include Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who is considered the mastermind behind the attacks in New York and Washington. The Pentagon wants the 6 men tried together, but may run into problems over the alleged waterboarding torture of Mohammed. Each defendant was charged with conspiracy and a number of separate offenses, including murder in violation of the law of war, attacking civilians, destruction of property in violation of the law, and terrorism. Despite this trial may not begin for a number of months.
General Motors Corporation, a company, is trying to offer a new round of buyouts to about 74,000 of its U.S. hourly workers, 10,000 of which are represented employees in Ohio. General Motors has not decided yet the number of workers it's trying to shed, neither the cost of the buyouts. According to the company, workers who accept the buyouts are supposed to leave by July 1st. This new offer raises the payments for retirement-eligible employees by $10,000 for production workers and $27,000 for skilled workers. It's also noticed that Ford Motor Company and Chrysler LLC have already announced similar buyout offers.
Recent polls show that Illinois Senator Barack Obama is leading Arizona Senator John McCain in the 2008 presidential elections. Telephone surveys conducted between February 7th and 10th show that Obama has a 5% lead over McCain if the elections were to be held now. Hillary Clinton remained somewhat even with McCain in the same survey, while remaining candidates, including Mike Huckabee and Ron Paul, trail far behind. As the presidential race becomes more heated, Ohioans better be prepared for March, when our primary will be taking place. Stay tuned to see your weather updates with Leland Gottlieb. Ashland Tonight News will be right back.
And now, another fact of Congress. Like a tree, our national government has 3 branches. First, there is the President of the United States, called the Executive Branch. The President is like your school principal. He makes important policy decisions on things like the environment and health care. He's also the Commander-in-Chief of the military. A second branch is Congress, called the Legislative Branch. The main job of the legislative branch is to debate and pass laws. They also oversee the activities of the president. Finally, there is the court system, or the judicial branch. Sometimes people disagree about what laws mean, so we ask judges to help us decide. The Supreme Court is the ultimate judge of the land. These 3 branches of government work together to form a complete system, and that's another fact of Congress.
Ashland Theological Seminary, transforming the world.
One pastor.
One counselor.
One city.
One campus.
One village.
One family.
One teacher.
One crisis. One missionary.
One shelter.
One church. Transforming the world, one student at a time.
As parents, we do whatever is necessary to ensure the health of our children. Sadly, most parents don't realize that their child's first eye exam with an eye doctor should be between the age of 6 and 12 months. I urge you to take your baby to an optometrist for a comprehensive eye assessment. It can literally change your child's vision of the future.
Infancy optometrists offer a no-charge eye assessment for infants 12 months old or younger. Call today to find an optometrist near you.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. I am Leland Gottlieb with your weather. Well, what a difference 24 hours makes in the wonderful world of weather. Yesterday at this time we saw snow, sleet, freezing rain, and even some rain showers move through the area with a potent low pressure system which has since moved to the east coast. Now it's plaguing parts of the interior northeast with 1 to 2 feet of snow. Behind it in Ohio, we'll just see some partly cloudy conditions and seasonable temperatures, so you can shovel out all that snow that you've seen the last few days. However, as we shift our attention to the west, you can see another cold front which will dip down to the south. This will be here later in the week. Now, you may have noticed some pretty intense weather for the last couple of weeks. That all has to do with the jet stream. And as we take a look at the jet stream, this describes the winds in the upper atmosphere and pretty much dictates the weather patterns for the whole entire world. Now, we see a dip in the jet stream, which means we will see Arctic air plunge from the north in Canada. And then we have it pulling up to the north, so it pulls up low pressure systems. Therefore, we see moisture overriding the Arctic air up in our area, which leads to ice storms and snowstorms. Lastly, as we take a look at the current temperatures, you can see around the area, we have seen temperatures in the 20s in Columbus and Cleveland. In Ashland, we are currently sitting at 22 degrees. Now, as we take a look at that all-important 3-day forecast, you can see temperatures will be consistently in the 30s. However, by Saturday, we'll see temperatures drop off to 24 degrees with a cold front. That's all I have for weather. Here's Brendan with sports.
Thanks, Lee. I'm Brendan Bittner, and let's get back to all your AU sports. The men's basketball team has rebounded from a 5-game losing streak, and they have now won 3 of their last 4 games. On the road this weekend, they knocked off Northwood and Saginaw Valley, and they beat the Timberwolves 86-61. All 5 starters scored in double figures, and led by GLIAC Player of the Week, Cale Richardson, who had 21 points and 8 rebounds. Brett Wackerly added 19 points on 8 for 10 shooting with 10 assists. Ashland held Northwood to 34.4% shooting from the field. On Saturday, the Eagles traveled to Saginaw where they beat the Cardinals 65-64. Steve Gansey hit one of 2 free throws to clinch the victory, with 6 seconds remaining for the victory. Saginaw could not get off a final shot, and Ashland won the game. Richardson led the Eagles with 20 points and 7 boards. Brett Wackerly added 17 points for AU. Ashland is now 12-11 overall and 6-7 in the GLIAC. They are 4th in the GLIAC South and would make the playoffs if they started today. The men host Gannon on Thursday at 7:30. They then host Mercyhurst on Saturday at 3. The women's basketball team was not so fortunate on its Michigan road trip, dropping games to Northwood and Saginaw Valley. On Thursday, Northwood handled Ashland 68-55. Lisa Grau and Alethea Lamberson were the only 2 AU players to reach double figures. The Timberwolves held the Eagles to just 35.7% shooting. Against Saginaw on Saturday, AU led 35-22 at the break, but the Cardinals shut the Eagles down from there. Saginaw outscored Ashland 47-16 in the second half to win 69-51. The Eagles were held scoreless for a period of 9 minutes and 32 seconds in the second half. AU shot just 28.6% after halftime. Betsy Morrison paced the Eagles with 10 points. Ashland is now 14-9 overall and 7-6 in the GLIAC, good for 3rd place in the South. They host Gannon at 5:30 on Thursday and Mercyhurst at 1 on Saturday. Fans are encouraged to wear pink for the NCAA's Think Pink Week to raise awareness for breast cancer. The wrestling team fought off 17th-ranked Findlay on Saturday, winning 19-12. Brandon Davis won at 125 pounds, Dan Mandera at 133, and Marcus Gordon at 149. Josh Ohl won a major decision at 197, Tony Bradbury won at 165, and Ray Kent won at 285. Ashland is 10th in the country with a record of 8-8. They next host Gannon tonight at Cates Gymnasium at 7 p.m., so you can all check that out tonight. That's a wrap on all the action in AU's winter sports. I'm Brendan Bittner, and Ashland Tonight News will be right back with your entertainment news.
Look, my first tooth.
Dudley, spit out the toothpaste. That was the first time you brushed your teeth.
And I brush twice a day, every day.
Oh, here's that nice dentist, Dr. Benchley.
Yep, he showed me how to floss.
Why are your teeth blue?
I use my mouth guard whenever I play sports to protect my smile.
And visit the dentist regularly.
Remember, brush twice a day and floss once a day.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. I'm Candace Kaczynski here with all of your entertainment news straight from Hollywood. Musicians from all over celebrated music's biggest night with the 50th Annual Grammy Awards this past Sunday. Despite the fact that only 17.3 million viewers tuned in, the show went on as planned, but with a few surprises along the way. The biggest winner of the evening had to be British soul singer Amy Winehouse, who took home 5 awards, including Best New Artist, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year for her hit Rehab. Although the singer was not able to make it to the award show as she was denied a visa into the U.S., she did perform 2 hits from her Back in Black CD via satellite. However, the most sought-after award, Album of the Year, surprisingly went to Herbie Hancock for his album River, The Joni Letters, which also won for Best Contemporary Jazz Album. Memorable performances of the evening included the opening number of Alicia Keys with archival footage of Frank Sinatra performing Learnin' the Blues. Beyonce paired up with the one and only Tina Turner for a flashy rendition of Proud Mary, and the Beatles were honored with performances from the new Cirque du Soleil show, Love, which fittingly features Beatles music, as well as a performance of Let It Be from the hit movie Across the Universe. All in all, it was a successful night despite the lack of writers. However, television viewers can rejoice as the Hollywood writers' strike has officially come to an end. Members of the Writers Guild of America voted yesterday to end their strike that has brought the entertainment industry to a standstill for the past 3 months. The union's board of directors approved a contract on Sunday that would provide writers with a maximum flat fee of $1,200 for online stream programs for the first 2 years. The writers would then see 2% of the distributor's gross in year 3.
The ending of the strike will allow hit series like Heroes and Grey's Anatomy to return to production to produce anywhere from 4 to 7 new episodes for the current season. The writers are expected to return to work today. However, Los Angeles County took a $3.2 billion toll of direct and indirect losses to their economy as a result of the walkout. Well, it's still going to be a while before we get to see those new episodes, so in the meantime, you might want to plan a trip to your local movie theater for some fresh entertainment. Here's a look at the weekend's box office hits. Jumping into the number 5 spot this week is the Academy Award-nominated comedy Juno, which brought in $5.6 million, while The Eye holds down the number 4 spot with $6.5 million. Slipping to number 3 is Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus, the Best of Both Worlds concert tour, with $10.2 million. Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, starring funny man Martin Lawrence, secures the number 2 spot with $16.2 million, and making its debut at number 1 is the romantic comedy Fool's Gold, starring Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson, which took in $21.5 million. And if none of those movies sound exciting enough, you could always go see the new Paris Hilton movie, The Hottie and the Naughty. In its first weekend, the film grossed a whopping $9,000. And if you do the math, that translates to about $76 per showing. Hang in there, Paris. You'll find something you're good at sooner or later. Have you looked into curling? The Winter Olympics are just around the corner. That's all I have for you this week. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Candace. I'm Natina Keys with your weekly health report. More than 200 people have received first, second, and third degree burns and other skin irritations from Icy Hot therapy products. The self-heating disposable patch designed to soothe muscles and joint pain with recall. Spokeswoman for Icy Hot is unsure of how people are getting burned from the Icy Hot when label specifically warns against using Icy Hot for more than 8 hours in any 24-hour period, or while sleeping or any other damaged skin area, and is sure that many of the injuries happen to people who use the product incorrectly. Icy Hot Heat Therapy Air Activated Heat Arm, Back, Neck, and Leg have all been recalled, and the company is looking to expand its warning label with specific instructions on how to apply the products to prevent future situations. Artificial sweetener linked to weight gain. Using an artificial no-caloric sweetener rather than sugar may make it tougher to lose weight. Studies show that rats that were fed artificial sweetener compared to the rats that were given a natural sugar went on to consume more calories and put on more weight and body fat. Researchers said that sweet foods may get the body ready to take in a lot of calories, but when the sweetness of artificial and not followed by a large amount of calories and leads to eating more and burning up less energy. Germ experts warns us that many cleaning products can be harmful, but that soap and water works just as well as those other products. Although treating areas like the kitchen and bathroom sinks may require a little soap and water plus bleach in order to kill bacteria like Salmonella, and because remember that cleaners should never be combined, because toilet bowl products that contain ammonia and bleach makes up a chlorine gas, a caustic mixture that actually was used as a weapon during World War I. That's all I have for health this week. We'll be right back with more AU News.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
From town to town, you can hear me moan, a mournful cry. I am so alone, and when the darkness falls, a heart so true, in chains of thoughtlessness, cut through and through, cut through and
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. So, are you still looking for that perfect Valentine's Day gift? Well, you can stop in the Rec Services office and buy a massage gift certificate. It's just like going to the spa, but cheaper and right here on campus. And all massage therapists are professional, licensed, certified.
And maybe with your Valentine, you can spend the Saturday night relaxing and enjoying free movie night. Tech Crew will be showing Gone Baby Gone at 9 p.m. in the student auditorium.
Finally tonight, we have a story that's worth barking about.
You are absolutely superb, beautiful lineup. Thank you very much. May I have the Beagle?
Yes, the Beagle! Well, there you have it. A Beagle has finally won the Best in Show honors at this year's Westminster Dog Show. The 15-inch pooch named Uno beat out over 169 breeds to be named top dog. His handler, Aaron Wilkerson, says he's a people's dog, a merry little hound.
Well, he certainly is.
Well, I have 3 dogs at home, and I love dogs. We have 2
I'm not
boxers.
a fan of dogs.
Rhino was telling me that she's scared of dogs.
Yes.
Well, what else is there to say about the Westminster Dog Show? I mean, there's a lot of dogs running around, and it's.
That about does it for tonight's Ashland 2 Night News. Thanks for joining us.